Hi, so I'm going to be reviewing a series that got a lot of buzz a few weeks ago, but then kind of lost it instantaneously because it wasn't like its UK counterpart, and I watched the UK version, which is Skins. Skins is a series dealing with teenagers in England, I think around the London area, though I'm not sure about that, and their lives and problems they deal with. It focuses around, I want to say 6 to 8 friends, somewhere around there. The episodes are usually named after the main character, in the British one anyway. One of the primary problems with the translation between the English series and the American one is that in the American one they cut out a lot of the more real natures of the first 2 seasons. In a lot of ways the American version's a lot like the 3rd or 4th season of the English series. I've really only watched up to the 3rd, well, a little past the 3rd in the British series, and a few episodes in the 1st, and I mean, I can just, it's kind of like that. In general, the series deals with these problems that, you know, average people deal with, such as, you know, eating disorders, drug problems, you know, I mean, the usual arguments, you know, lust, sex, love, you know, the usual teenage drama elements, and eventually soap opera elements, which the show slowly evolves or devolves into, depending on your view of it. The first 2 series really are more hard-hitting. They deal with the problems more straight up. There's a lot more just nudity in general, which kind of keeps the show real in a sense. Eventually in the 3rd series, which is, in the 3rd series they replace the cast and basically I think take out all the realism and just make it into a melodrama. Not to say that the first 2 series weren't melodramas, I want to make it clear, these are melodramas. Full-heartedly, no question about it. And they don't, I mean, you can argue that these problems do exist and people don't acknowledge them, but at the same time, they're not as widespread as they're making them out to be, you know. I mean, the other thing is that the series deals with this emotional component and longing for interrelational affair, or intersexual affairs, you know, people, but it in a way it kind of loses out in the later series, the 2nd and 3rd ones, and I'm assuming the 4th ones, though I haven't watched it all the way through. The episodes I have watched, I can tell you already, are pretty much the same. They're more negative. In a sense, they're lacking optimism. And I wonder if it's a cultural issue. I don't know if it is, because I remember in, well, I believe it's the end of season 2, a few of the characters go to America. When they go to America, they're treated, they basically get free transport in New York City. They get free rent in New York City, and without any expectations of sex or anything, which, you know, is kind of unrealistic. But it was an incredible a way of showing the American culture, which I don't know if I exactly agree with or that giving, but I think in comparison to how England is portraying itself, the equivalency is warranted. In other words, England's portraying itself so badly that to show the difference between the 2 cultures, I think it was almost necessary. I mean, you know, people have brain disorders and such in the first couple seasons, and then in the later seasons, it kind of, I mean, there's a lot more cheating, but at the same time, there's a lot less real emotional issues that people actually go through, I'd say. You know, I mean, there's less optimism. There's less love. I don't know. I mean, there's less happy moments. It's a lot more like just a plain soap. Would I recommend this? No, it's a soap. frankly, the only reason I watched is because my brother got into it, and I like spending time with my brother. The writing's not bad. The story plot is... I don't want to sell it short. How they wrote the overall plot is in depth. It deserves some credit. But at the same time, I think that they get more credit than is due to them. The dialogue in between the characters is... I'll give it mediocre to good, if you will. If I was a 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6, maybe a 5. Part of this is because of the barrier in between the different forms of English. I thought that, you know, you always give the English side a few more points because they're talking real English, if you want to call it that. And the camera shots were decent. They weren't amazing. They were decent. There's a few shots in the 3rd season, I don't know if they got a new cameraman or what, that were incredible. Especially transitions. There's one scene where Effie's in a car and they transition out through the mirror and into through the mirror, and it's amazing. But other than a few, you know, brief moments of beautiful camera shots, I don't think it carries the series. I think in general the series is not my kind of series. It's not my kind of show. It's a soap opera. There's no deeper plot than, you know, fulfilling, I don't want to say earthly desires just because that sounds too cruel. I just say, you know, it lacks overall meaning. But then again, I think to a certain extent that's what they were trying to capture. That high school, or what we would qualify as early college to late high school life, is about, you know, kind of not that much deep important things, you know. But overall, I think that the series wasn't bad, in a sense. Once again, I would not recommend it. Oscar, why are you whining? You're perfectly fine. You got food right over there, and you got water over there, and you've been out. I'm sorry. Here I am talking to my dog in the middle of a video. Don't worry about it. I apologize. She's upset because her bed is in the wash. For good reason. Well, you should... Anyway, I don't want to get into it. And in the end, I'd say that I give the show a 3 out of 10, just because it's fucked up and it doesn't really offer anything. I mean, and it just makes you think the worst of humanity, which I don't think we need help doing. When you turn on the news, you got enough negativity, I guess is my point. You know? People have enough negativity, and the series doesn't really give you anything to fill that void with. And I don't know, maybe it's a cultural difference. It could be. It could just be me, you know, too. I mean, but in general, I don't like soap operas. Not depressing soap operas, which, I mean, none of the characters make it out all right. I mean, you know, you can argue whether they make it out so they're okay, but I mean, none of them are better off, basically, I'd say. As everybody cheats on everybody, everybody's miserable. I mean, it's actually a really sad show, and in a way, it'd be better if it hadn't happened for all the characters. Maybe not the actors, but the characters anyway. So, I think I'm going to end this video. I think I've complained enough about the series. Would I watch any more of it? Probably not. I think I'm maxed out where I am. So that's why I'm making the review now. It's that bad of a series. I never quit series. And I think I might do it to this one. If it comes out on FedEx, I might, or not FedEx, Netflix, I might watch it, but I mean, I'm gonna wait till the summer. I got some stuff I need to watch before the convention, so mostly anime. So we'll see. Right now I'm watching Gunslinger Girl, so if you're into that, hooray! Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe, comment, rate. It seems a lot of you guys like the animal videos for whatever reason. I'll see what I can do to make more animal videos. I know, I'll see if I can't get Asuka to do more tricks or a monster video. Yeah, you looked up? I know, you guys probably just want to see her, but she's behind a keyboard. That sounds weird. She's behind a keyboard. Woo. But she is. Alright, anyway, see you later. Bye.